All right, so did my first return to the Monroe Gateway Tapes experience this evening. As I had done this before, I started back at level 2. So I just thought I'll try it to see what happens if I just go back in from where I left off the last time. And last time I was doing this was May, June 2023. And it was interesting. Now, one of the things that has drawn me back to this practice is there's lots of life changes at the moment, and there's lots of things that I want to create and lots of things that I want to do and connect with. And sometimes when you have ideas all the time, it can be a bit challenging to focus and move things through. I'm also neurodivergent as well. I do have diagnosis of dyslexia and dyspraxia, and I'm awaiting some further testing as well, just to really understand how I process and approach things so I can do things better. But with the HemiSync stuff, now HemiSync stands for the synchronization of hemispheres. In case you didn't know, but obviously if you're familiar with this material, just ignore that. And the idea of synchronizing the two hemispheres of your brain, getting it working together, is something that's always appealed to me as a practitioner. And it's also said to be like really good for manifestation work, because one of the things that I've been thinking is, since my nearly 7-year relationship came to an end in the summer, and I'm now living with a friend, and we're having lots of discussions about what we're going to do next, because we're old friends and real close. I wanted to try some of these practices to see what we could create and what could happen and what we can connect with. And how that can help me navigate towards what I want to achieve for the next year and beyond. So it was quite funny because I start the audio and, I'm lying there on the bed and everything, and I can feel the sense of connection in my brain, because I can still feel it now as well. It just feels like it's like one, because I'm not really conscious of the feeling of my brain. It's not really something you think about. It's not just like, oh yeah, so you can kind of poke at your fingers and you can feel that, but it's just there, Whereas this, it feels like, it just feels strong, feels solid, it feels good, feels really good. And for me, the experience was weird because I fell asleep. I went through the process. There's a process that you go through to kind of bring yourself into that state of being where you're receptive. And I went through the process, dropped down into the different focus levels, and then I wake up like an hour and a half later. Now, this used to happen to me in meditation all of the time. And I've been under a lot of stress and under a lot of pressure because of all of the big changes, so it's been challenging. I'm not going to lie, I'm a human being. I might come on here and talk about helpful things, but I'm also a person as well with stuff that they have to navigate. So when I woke up from the experience, it was like I woke up in an unfamiliar setting, even though it was my room, just the same, but there was this distinct sense of something being different. And I find that kind of thing interesting. And like I said, I'm going to document this process and we'll see what happens, because I know that there's people curious about this kind of thing. And I think the best way to share and learn about stuff is through stories. So I tell the story of my experience with this. I think I will go back to the beginning and do it as starting again, because it's, I just kind of wanted to see where I was at. But also I'm doing this with a few other people as well, and it's probably going to be helpful for us to confer with each other, because we've all got a bit of a plan, so when you work together with others, plans are easier to achieve. So that was the first experience back. Interesting stuff. We will return again, I think, tomorrow, because it's good if you do this stuff every day. If you're getting into any kind of program of change, transformation, personal development, or whatever, you need to make efforts on it every day. So we shall see what tomorrow brings.